Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's 10:30. I'm running a little bit late tonight because it's just wanted to enjoy the nice weather today because it's gonna suck the next couple of days and get some walking in. We started out with some cirrus around. Actually, this is and then it cleared out. And then we had a line of clouds kind of form over the middle of the island, which was kind of a pain, but right over the Pine Barrens, as you could see. But it turned out to be a pretty nice day. I'll show you the satellite loop for today and can kind of see here. The smoke wasn't that bad at all. You can see that. So we'll run this whole satellite loop through beginning and end. So you started off with a lot of clouds in the mornings of cirrus, and then it kind of just went away as we got toward later in the day, man. Nice skies, except for the puffy white clouds. Not much smoke at all. Show you what it looked like out there. I did go to the Pine Barrens for a little bit. I didn't take a video, but I did go there for a little bit. But the clouds did block the sun a lot. You can see here. Clouds were blocking the sun quite a bit. You had these cumulus clouds that popped up, but nice blue sky in between at least. And when the sun was out, it was definitely spectacular, as you see right there. And then later on this evening, we had like a line of altocumulus clouds kind of on the horizon that was pretty cool to look at. Here you can kind of see this was around 7 o'clock. See just a nice line of literally clear sky over here, altocumulus over here, and it was really kind of cool to look at. I think we have a few more photos of it. You can see here, just kind of really, really cool to look at. So it was kind of pretty. So it was a really nice day today, actually. Very nice day, actually. Turned out to be a very nice day. I actually wish I had done more hiking, but you could see, again, the cirrus kind of cleared out. And then we had that line of clouds just kind of form in the middle of the island like that, right over the Pine Barrens. And look over here. You can see a big convective complex on the Great Lakes there. There's a lot of thunderstorms in that area right now. So if we look at the radar, you'll see this is the area here. Detroit, Ohio, getting into some severe weather here. Kind of weird how this is oriented, too. If we put this in motion here, you'll see how it's kind of, the way it's moving. It's moving from north to south. Really unusual orientation with this line here of storms that's occurring. So let's go to our weather here for the day. I'll show you what the day was like. And, of course, temperatures are dropping again, 68. And Alley isn't too bad. It's 72. 70 at Farmingdale. Look at that. West Hampton is down to 55 already. Radiationally cooling really fast, I might add. Let's take a look and see what our day at Islip was like. And you'll see here temperatures were only in the 70s all day today. And actually turned out to be cooler than yesterday because of the cumulus that kind of developed. I guess it was because of an east wind. There was like some convergence over Long Island, so I guess maybe that's why we had the clouds. But you could see here, east winds becoming southeast to south later in the day. Dew points low. You can see a lot of cloud cover here noted at Islip. But you can see here, generally speaking, a very comfortable day across the area. Very nice day indeed. Let's look at the highs. And again, 55 in East Hampton, too. But still 68, I noticed. Still holding on to the warmth there at Miller Air Park. All right, so let's go to our high temperatures for the day. And you see highs only in the mid-70s today, maybe close to 80 in the city, and low 80s in New Jersey. Let's take a look at our lows. And lows got down to 55 at West Hampton. I guess that was the low. I don't know if that was the low this morning. We'll have to look at West Hampton. Otherwise, the low 60s. And again, mid-50s in the cooler spots. Actually got down to 53 in the New Jersey Pine Barrens. So a little bit cooler than our West Hampton. Perhaps because the winds slacked off a little bit. So let's take a look at West Hampton here. And we'll see what they are. So they're 55 now. Let's see. You can see the clouds again here in the middle of the day. You can see they had a cloud deck. But then I guess it wound up moving north. Because they were on the south shore. So probably wound up moving north of the airport here. But let's see what it got down to in the morning. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, so it didn't drop to 55 in the morning. That low is actually current. So tonight actually may wind up being cooler before the clouds come in and put a lid on the radiational cooling. So let's go to the weather service here. Look at our climate statistics for the day. Islip high was 76, so well below normal today. 5 degrees below normal. Very nice. And Central Park was 3 degrees below normal for the day. Very, very nice indeed. So looking at our weather map, weather prediction center, You can see here's the high. Here's your warm front, your heat dome over here in the Midwest. And again, they're dealing with some really big heat there that luckily will not come here, fortunately. Storm Prediction Center, you see there's that enhanced risk that's over the Great Lakes, surrounded by a marginal risk. Looking at tomorrow, marginal risk in the Great Lakes. But it does not look like we're going to see any severe weather. So let's go to some other satellite images. We'll go to the MODIS satellite. Again, this kind of looks at us. So you see, again, there's that convection. Looking at the smoke, you can see there's smoke up here north of that. It's going around the heat dome here. Cut-off flow here. Let's take a look and see how much smoke we have. Looks like a little bit less smoke there in Oregon and California. And can't really see, but hopefully they're getting some rain in British Columbia. But again, look at all these fires still going here. I believe this is, this is Northwest Territories, on the border of Northwest Territories and Alberta. Still a lot of wildfires going on there. And, of course, Yellowknife is in this area, and that's another area that's still kind of under threat for wildfires. Right now they're holding them at bay, but you can see those fires are still going. We still got the smoke, again, going around the ridge. But luckily for us, we had blue sky, not much smoke at all today, which was unexpected because I was really, the models indicating we were going to have smoke, and it really wasn't that bad. I think it was worse earlier on, but once we got toward the afternoon, it was pretty good. So let's look at some other satellite imagery here. We'll go to the Canada Northern U.S. satellite imagery just to take a look and see how we're doing with the smoke. So you can sort of see the smoke over here at the top, again, going around that heat dome there. Here's the heat dome right down here. And let's go look at the West Coast. So here's the West Coast. And, all right, we're going to have to go a few more frames on that. So here's the West Coast. Here's California. You can see, again, there are the fires there. Those fires are still going near the border there of California and Oregon. I still see smoke there, and I know Crescent City is in that area as well. So let's go look at back to the observation map here, and we'll take a look and see how things are going in the Midwest, because they're still dealing with this heat dome. As you see, the excessive heat warning still posted here. Chicago is at 88 degrees. Look at that. And Gary, 88 degrees with a dew point of 82. How about that? So that's what we are avoiding, thank God. And I'm forever grateful that this is not coming here, because look at that. Gary, Indiana, which is a horrible place, by the way. It's a real ghetto that puts anything around here to shame. Look at that. Dew points in the mid-80s, highs in the upper 90s, feeling like 127 at times there today. That is incredible to see. That is truly incredible. Let's see if we can get some more observations in Chicago. Chicago Midway Airport, 90 degrees with a dew point of 79. Again, that's just incredible right there. I mean, for that far north, look at that. They hit a dew point of 81, feeling like the 110s at times today. Absolutely incredible amounts of humidity. This far north this is record breaking. I don't think this has ever happened before. Mac home, a dew point of 82. We're seeing dew points in the low 80s. We were talking about this a couple of years ago, that we were going to see dew points in the 80s. Sure enough, look at this. Macomb, 100 degrees, a dew point of 85. It felt like 132 there today. My gosh, that is climate change, folks. That is definitely climate change. This is a story that no one is really talking about. So let's look at the highs in this area. Dew points obviously bad enough, but see, highs got close to 100 degrees. Look at how far north, all the way up. So pretty much the same air mass all the way up from Texas all the way up to Chicago. Absolutely incredible kinds of heat going on. And it's actually more bearable in Louisiana than it is in Chicago. Dew point's a little lower. Can you believe it? Do you believe it? This is insane. So this is this insane heat dome that we have. A historic heat dome, I might add. I'm kind of curious. We're going to go look at the weather service here, and I want to go to the Chicago location, see if they made any mention of this, because those dew points have to be a record. I'm sorry, but they have to be. That's absolutely insane if they made any mention of it all. And no, not much mention at all. Nothing on the... Let's see if they made any mention of it on social media or none. Let's take a look and see. The heat index is so here. So, and they're going to go through it again tomorrow. At Rockford, the highest heat index observed today was 116. Third highest heat index. So they did say 125 on July 13th, 1995. So this is, I don't hear about any record high dew points. But we'll have to look at what's going to happen here because, again, these heat indexes are pretty bad here. Chicago, O'Hare is 93 dew point of 80. The last time the heat index was higher than what was July 30th, 1990, when the heat index reached as high as 114. We don't know the dew point there at the moment. Clarification on Chicago's heat rate. This hour, Chicago has been as warm as 96. Dew point was 80, but has dropped to 77. We'll look at a few more weather services as well. Let's see if we can get the one from Macomb, because that was even more nuts there. I think it's Macomb, Illinois, right? Let's see if that's still... It's Quad Cities. So let's take a look and see what they have posted. And again, you have to go over here. They don't really want to... You don't really want to publicize this too much. Again, they just, it's nuts. So temperatures, high temp are now in record books. Cedar Rapids is at 100 degrees, which breaks a daily record high. I don't know about these record high dew points. They're not talking about it. They got to be record high dew points. I think so. They just don't want to talk about it. Again, they don't want to talk about just how bad this climate crisis is, unfortunately. They really, really don't. Paused it because I didn't want you to hear me sneeze. All right? Because I know you're tired of hearing me sneeze. So, again, these crazy heat indexes, it's just absolutely nuts. Really crazy heat humidity, but nothing really about these dew points. They're not talking about these dew points. I don't understand it. Even the Weather Service is trying to cover up climate crisis. I'm telling you, everybody's trying to cover up just how screwed we are. But anyway, let's go over to the models here. Oh, we got to go to the Hurricane Center. So we have disturbance here, 70% chance. We have Franklin over here, 40 miles an hour. We're going to talk about Franklin tomorrow. All right, let's talk about the weather we're going to have for the next couple of days here because it's going to suck. All right, so we have the high moving offshore, so we're going to have a chance of showers with humidity tomorrow and Friday. And then improving weather for the weekend, as you see. And here's Franklin, by the way. Luckily, it stays out to sea. Right now, the miles are pretty consistent on that, and I don't expect it to change. So let's look at the HRRR here, and we'll talk about tomorrow's weather because it's going to suck. As you see, the humidity comes in, and so will the chances for showers. It won't be raining all the time, but there's going to be spotty showers all around. Nothing heavy, no severe weather or anything like that. You could see a severe weather area could be an MCC coming out of the Great Lakes that kind of falls apart by the time it gets here. That'll bring us another area of rain perhaps Friday, and that could linger into the noon hours, and then we'll have more scattered showers later on. Looking at the dew points, here's the dew points, and you see the dew points coming up. You have the southerly wind. Won't be too ridiculously humid tomorrow. Dew points generally in the 60s. So it won't be anything like what they're having in the Midwest for sure. But Fridays, when we're going to be dealing with a little more humidity with dew points rising to the 70s. And that's going to be your uncomfortable day, I think. So let's go look at the high temperatures. Obviously, tonight we'll be dropping back, but then I think the temperatures level off. The clouds move in tomorrow. Not going to get all that warm with all the cloud cover. Probably mid-70s is going to do it. Not dropping much tomorrow night. And then could be warmer on Friday, getting that hotter. It's almost like we're getting in a little bit of a warm sector here, but not like what they're getting in the Midwest. So you can see there, generally 80s, maybe in Jersey, and temperatures around 80 for us. It really won't be all that much rain we're going to be getting. Total accumulated precip, really not showing much. Maybe some areas could get a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. But again, it's mostly going to be light to moderate showers. It's just going to be, miserable, not really any severe weather or anything like that, so to speak. So let's go, and I'm not even going to show you the sky model because obviously we're going to have plenty of clouds around for the next couple of days, so I'm not really going to even show you that at this point. I want to go back to the actual eastern U.S. view, and we're going to just show you, again, the heat that's in the Midwest here, and you'll see it continues. It continues tomorrow. You can see it right there. continuing tomorrow, and then finally, look at that, still dealing with it. Gets pushed down a little bit on Friday, but just incredible. And these dew points, also absolutely incredible to see these dew points. I mean, look at the dew points that are predicted here. So this is pretty historic stuff. I don't know why the Weather Service is not really making a bigger deal out of it. Let's go look at the one more thing to look at, and that will be Ventusky. Yeah, Ventusky. I want to show you the heat again because it's just incredible, this heat dome. So you see it right here. I'm going to bring this back to 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can see the heat just going. Look at how far north it goes up to. It's pretty crazy. It really is. Luckily, like I said, we're protected. We have that backdoor flow coming in that's protecting us. And again, look at these dew points that we're seeing again. These dew points are incredible. So I mean, incredible dew points. Dew points in the 80s around Chicago. I don't know if that's ever happened before. I really don't know, and I don't know why nobody's making a big deal out of it. Let's see. Dew point. Let's see if it's spoke about it on the news before I wrap this weather update up, because news. Let's see. All right. All-time daily temperature record. See what I mean? The Weather Service just does not want to talk about this. They want to cover it up, too. The federal government wants to cover it up, too. So here we go. Chicago heats a heat index of 116, breaks the all-time daily temperature record. So this is the second highest heat index on record and the highest temperature log on, for the day. Okay, the Weather Service did bring that up. But, I mean, there's still no mention of the dew points. I don't understand why they're not really talking about this. Dew points across the U.S. were unusually high on Wednesday. I mean, this is a big deal. It's one thing when you're dealing with the heat, but when you're dealing with dew points that make it feel like it's in the 120s and 130s, pushes the limit of what humans can survive. So think about that. So I'm going to leave this weather up on that note. Of course they want to cover it up. Everybody is corrupt. It doesn't matter what party, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter. Everybody's trying to cover up just how bad this climate crisis is, trying to hide it from the people. We are screwed, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. 10 years from now, we're going to be looking back at this year saying, man, we missed those days, because it's going to get a lot worse, and that's the thing you should be scared about. But they want you to keep consuming. So that's been my opinion on this. And I will continue to talk about the climate crisis because nobody else in this country seems to get it. So thank you for watching. Have a good night.